Hello and welcome to this course on how to become more confident as a Python coder. I'm so happy that you have joined, and now the community is going to have more confident Python coders, and there will be more great and motivated coders in the world, and I'm so happy I'm able to contribute that in some way. And I hope you just take the leap of faith and get out there and start coding after you have taken this course. So I just wanted to talk to you about why I created this course. So I have been kicking around the idea of a Python programming course for a while, not for the beginner, but like how to take the next step, because this is what I struggled myself for a while. So after some years of taking lots of courses and also coding with other real great programmers, I realized there was a need for a specific sort of course. So I knew that making a course would be a big process, and boy it is. And it would take a lot of time and effort on my part in the way of working on the weekends and holidays. Yes, I did that. So also having a full-time job, and also having all family and other engagements. So I was thinking, am I going to work on this course every day, or also on the weekends? And yes, I had to, because I really wanted to get this course out to those who need it, and I know there are lots of people who need it. And while all the things I've said is true, but I knew that a programming course was important. And there are so many of my students who, at the end of a class, come up to me and ask me, now that I know the basics of Python, what do I do? And my answer, and my teachers' answers who taught me, was always something along the lines of, you can get involved in open source projects or take the advanced Python class. But none of these answers satisfied them or me. The answer is, you have to really start looking for something to work on, a problem to solve, a need that must be met. Because the only way to really know and understand programming and a programming language is to solve problems with said language. But then the problem of, but I don't have a problem that really needs to be solved, came up. So while my teachers and myself sent off students to look at open source projects that do, in fact, need the help, if they didn't understand the technology, they'd lost and give up. And then the community loses yet another programmer who may have brought interesting things to the table. So that's when, after lots of talking to friends, family, and other students, I realized that this course needed to be made. And for all those people who came up to me and asked over the years, what can I do now that I understand Python basics? Or what things can I learn? Where do I go from here? That's why I created this course. And the most chronic problem in programming books is that we experience, and that others have also felt they experience, is that it goes from, these are the basics of a language, into very deep concepts that only people who hold computer science degrees would understand. And that's not cool. Programming should be open to anyone who is interested. We should all be working toward making the bar into programming a little lower. And I feel that Python accomplishes this. But we need to take it a step further and begin to understand how people learn abstract ideas and concepts to help us help them learn. So think of programming like learning how to build a house, but only understanding that wood is needed and how the wood works to build a house. You still need to understand structural engineering, electrical, plumbing, ventilation, etc., etc. The same concept is true for programming. Languages just explain the wood being used in the house. There is plenty more that is happening in harmony with the wood, and that's what we want to help you uncover those concepts. So who is this course for? This course is not for beginners who want to learn Python. Rather, as a participant of this course, you need to already have some Python programming under your belt. That means you've done some tutorials. You also understand that white space matters in Python and that lists are denoted with hard braces, while dicts or dictionaries are denoted with curly brackets. So this course is for those people who are still beginners, but who have completed a tutorial or two. Folks who understand the basics of Python, but are interested to learn what all they can do with Python. Like it said, a saying goes, need is the mother of invention. And when you're learning to program, this is very true. If you need a piece of software that can perform a specific function or task, it's easy to learn a language around that need. You have a need, the language will help you. You learn the language, you solve the problem, you learn the thing, and you put it to use immediately. This is awesome and fantastic. However, what if you think programming is interesting, but you're missing the need? What if you don't know what to make? That's where this course comes in. So this course will help you to learn the parts of Python that most people don't think to tell new programmers about. Most of the things covered in this course are tools and technologies that one may only discover when they are faced with working with them. However, for new programmers who don't have a specific problem to solve, learning this tool can be difficult. Most of the time, no one thinks to introduce these topics to programmers because they are used so regularly. We hope to take you on a journey through the power of Python and all its splendor. So you will also learn how to make a web app, how to talk to a database using Python libraries, and which system tools can help speed up your workflow. If you're a systems administrator, we will briefly touch on topics such as security and best practices. And you'll get an overview of creating graphical user interfaces, GUIs, using Python libraries. And we will cover consuming and producing application programming interfaces, APIs, as they are called, and many other topics that are beneficial to Python programmers. So the course outline is that there are 6 modules in this course, and each module will be released week by week so that you have time to practice and revise the code and become effective as a programmer, but also that you have time to look into documentations of each topic that is discussed. So the course is starting off with this introduction, and the next in the introduction video is that what you need to set up the development environment, and we'll look at a resource list if it's needed. I don't think it's needed, but I'll just put it up there because Googling stuff is not very difficult for you guys, and setting up a development environment is also not very difficult for you if you are computer proficient. If you don't want to learn program, then you at least can set up a program. So what we are going to start off with the first module is that we hope to take you on a small tour of the basics that are available in the Python ecosystem. The programming language, the interpreter, Python data types, Python control structure, how to get data in and out of Python, exploring functions, how to create modules and packages. We'll go over the basics, and then you can decide if you want to just play around with the stuff in that module. And next we are going to go over Python as a scripting language. Here you'll get your hands dirty at it as it were by writing small scripts to access parts of your system using Python. And this will illustrate the very basic power you have with the language. And third, we'll start talking about data. This is my favorite part, working with data and data analysis, which is what managing data, which is what programming is all about, manipulating data. You'll get to dive in and work through some examples using some of the standard libraries that come out of the box with Python. We'll even discuss databases and what databases can do so that you can get a quick intro into those. And I want you to see and touch every part of a system that you may come in contact with. And next thing is that we'll dive into desktop applications and also command line application. While these aren't incredibly popular in Python, it is a feature of the language and it could be useful down the line in your tenure as a Python programmer. And after desktop application, we'll step onto the internet with Python as a data communicator. You'll learn about HTTP and the web and how websites work under the hood. You'll even be able to play with producing and consuming APIs. And APIs confuse many new programmers. We hope to have removed much of the mystery with this part of the course. And the final chapter will show more advanced topics in Python, such as how to work with Python in bigger projects, debugging your code, creating testing harnesses, handling errors, even creating your own exception and handling handlers, exceptions and exception handlers. So this part is going to be more about giving you a more overview of the advanced topics. We're not going to go in details on each, like creating games with Python and Pygame and stuff, because those are a course on their own. But this is more of an idea of what you can dive deeper into. And by this time, you should have a feeling of which direction, which path you want to take as a programmer, as a Python programmer. I myself am more into pen testing and data analysis. That's how I found my passion. And hopefully you'll be able to find your passion, your drive at this module. So it's going to be a lot of information. It's like a huge sandbook of tools and ideas to get you started on your journey with the language. And I hope you try things out and research more on your own time with certain concepts and ideas that interest you. And I included plenty of hands-on exercises to help you try the concept as they are presented. And to help you exercise your newfound knowledge. So that is the quick introduction of the course, and next I'll just go over the needs, what you need in order to set up your development environment. So I hope to see you in the next video very soon. Okay, see you guys.